let's get into the picks. We've talked enough playoff. I guess it's time to just get into the picks for this weekend. Does that sound good to you, or do you want to keep going on the playoffs?
Let's get the picks.
All right, let's get the picks. All right, let's just start here with Michigan since we're right here already. SC, um,
Mm-mm.
sorry, Michigan
Mm-mm.
hosts SC.
Yes. Loss. USC loses, and USC loses by 7. Don't we know what the spread is?
I could not
So
disagree with you more on this. I think SC is a huge mismatch nightmare for Michigan. I think their offense is going to run all over that Michigan defense, and the USC defense is just good enough to stop a terrible Michigan offense.
you're making them sound like their defense is as good as Texas defense. Texas defense made sure Michigan couldn't do
Michigan
nothing.
hasn't done anything to anybody. They put 28 on Arkansas State.
They still put 28.
Arkansas State's
Defense.
defense made sure that Michigan couldn't get to 30.
All right.
Like,
When did they stop
you think
scoring?
USC's defense can't?
Well, okay, look, click that, click it, and see if you find out when they stop scoring. All right, and let me know then. All right. So when did they score the most points? Michigan. What quarter?
They scored 14 in the second quarter,
What did they
and they
score in the
only scored
first?
7 in the second half.
7. Okay. They were okay. What was their score in the first quarter? 20.
7
It
to
was
0.
21. Yeah, 7-0. So it's like 21-7. And then they probably scored 7 points in the
It
third
was
or
20
fourth.
it was 21 to 3 at halftime.
21-3. Okay. So they're pretty much like, yeah, we got this. Why score more?
What?
My
When do
point
you
is,
ever stop playing a game at 21 to 3?
I know
Did you Wasn't it the
Michigan.
Falcons that did that? Was
Yeah,
it was that the score? 21 to 3 or
but
28 to 3, something like that?
Michigan
What?
thought they weren't worth it. Michigan probably thought they weren't worth it. They were probably
Dude,
putting
Michigan is overrated. Get off your Texas high horse here. Michigan is not very good. USC is going to smoke those boys.
my point is, if it was any other team, they would probably play 100% through the whole game. That game would have been a lot higher if Arkansas State was going to get past that defense. And the only reason they didn't get past that defense was I think Arkansas State started scoring towards the end is because Michigan had their second string out there. Now, if that was Texas' second string, then that'd be their story because it was still
Yeah.
stopping.
Okay, so you're saying that Michigan's going to win this game by 7. The spread is 6 USC. I think USC is going to destroy that spread. I think they're going to win by 3, maybe even more scores. Like I could see this being a blowout and Michigan is going to be sitting up with pitchforks about their head coach saying maybe we need to look for another guy.
After 1 year, nah,
Yeah.
no,
He's interim.
yeah, no, I don't see it. I really believe that they win by 7.
Okay.
USC didn't look strong against LSU.
Yeah. Well, you could be right. You're probably not, but you could be right. I'm just messing with you.
I'm always right, even
But
when I'm wrong. No,
hey, I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong.
yeah,
Um, okay, so let's go back real quick to that Tennessee Oklahoma game, and let's do predictions for that. It's at Norman. Tennessee is favored by 7. What you got, Derek?
well, if Tennessee is favored by 7 and it's in Norman, that's a different story. Tennessee is good. I'll give them that. But I'm really, really hoping Oklahoma pulls this one out. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm going to go bold prediction. I think we all should have one bold prediction, and I say OU wins by a field goal.
Okay.
That's my bold prediction.
Okay, so you're saying that OU is going to win by a field goal?
Yep, I think it's going to be a tight game going back and forth. And I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last. And I think OU will have the ball last. And they'll be tied. And I think, or by 1, it could be by 2.
Yeah.
but they kick a to win it.
When you first look at this game, I'm thinking, oh, Tennessee's going to smoke them. But the more I think about it, I see trap game. And I'm thinking the same thing as you of, man, OU may come out swinging. They're at home. This is their very first SEC matchup. They're going to come out and be better than people think. They've probably been preparing for this for a little while now, and maybe that's why they've looked kind of sloppy in some of these games. But I can't
Mm-hmm.
do it. I have to take Tennessee. I
Yeah.
from what I've seen from Tennessee, they're scary looking, and this is going to be what is OU made out of. And personally, I just don't think they're made of that much. Uh, I thought they've been struggling in the Big 12 the last couple years, which does not make me think that they're going to succeed in the SEC, especially whenever we just looked at their schedule and how 5 top 10 teams as of right now. So I'm gonna take Tennessee. I think that this I think the spread's about accurate. I think Tennessee wins by 7 or 10, something around there. Just I, I think OU isn't gonna get blown out like some people are probably thinking. Because again, they've been seeing Tennessee's offense be crazy. I think that some people think OU's gonna get this big wake up call. I don't think it's a big wake up call, but I don't think OU wins. So
Yeah. You could be right. I mean, like I
mm.
said, that was a bold prediction.
Yeah, no, I could see it. Like I said, I was kind of juggling with that because it's like, man, it has the feeling of a trap game. Um,
I can't wait till I prove you wrong.
so this Friday we got Illinois going to Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska. Oh, you know what? Nebraska looks pretty good.
Yeah, they're
I
favored
think
by
they
seven
can
and a half.
win.
By the way, 7.5. By the
Yeah.
way.
They played at Colorado. They made the Sanders look stupid. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
All
They
all
whooped them.
talk, no bite.
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly.
So I see Nebraska win. You know what? Nebraska, they keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised, but not sure it's going to happen. They could be a contender if
Ooh, I
they
was
they
just
as
thinking
you
that. I
said,
was like, speaking of contenders in the Big Ten,
yeah.
we kind of forgot about Nebraska, but it kind of depends on this game. I'm gonna agree with you on this. I'm taking Nebraska as well. I, uh, my old roommate from Arkansas was telling me that he's a big Chiefs fan, and so he was like, "Hey, the Nebraska quarterback, he's been doing the Mahomes stuff." And
Hmm.
that's whenever they played Colorado, and you know, they took care of business. I'm gonna take Nebraska. Also, Illinois cannot close close games. So
There's a If you're comparing him to Mahomes, let me put it this way: Mahomes was not that great in college. He got on a team and he just started coming out of nowhere. So,
yeah. Well, that I'm taking Nebraska. Um, I think that they're gonna win this, and I'm rooting for them too. It's been a little while since Nebraska's been good, and they've had a lot of heartache the last
mm,
ever since I've been alive. They've had a lot of heartache. So
hmm
yeah.
this is gonna be a good game
Uh,
too.
there
Ole Miss,
is
the Ole Miss game. We
uh
gotta talk about the
we're
Ole
not
Miss
talking
game.
about that.
Yes, let's see how bad Ole Miss is going to be Georgia Southern. How
It's 35. Do
bad
you think they beat the spread?
they've been beating the spreads the whole time.
I
Okay,
know Georgia Southern is a little different though.
what's the spread?
35.
They win by
I mean,
45.
Georgia Southern they let Boise put 56 on them.
I say they beat them by 45 points. Ole Miss is just like an offense juggernaut right now,
They are,
but
yeah.
and they're not playing by so. But when they start playing teams, that number's going to go down. But that team better be able to score too, because Ole Miss is going to score.
Yeah.
Not as bad as they're going to do against Georgia Southern, but yeah.
Yeah. Does
Speaking of
does
another
Ole
game,
Miss? Oh, what was that?
yeah,
Sorry.
no, well, let's go back to Ole Miss. Ask me what you're going to tell me about Ole Miss, and we can go on to the other game in the future I was thinking about.
Well, I was gonna see if they played Tennessee, but they don't because those teams play really
Okay.
similar, like just the high octane offenses. That would have been really cool to
Mhm.
see, but it doesn't look like that's in the cards. Um, I wanted to
You know the
go.
one.
Oh, go on.
Well, let's go to this. You know the one game, and I know we're good backtracking here, and this is in the future. Notre Dame
I was
always
about to go
has
there.
interesting game. Oh, you were Notre
Yeah,
Dame. We're not Notre Dame. We're about has interesting games, and this is further on down the line
yeah.
against Navy. Navy is not the best
Mm,
team in the world, okay,
right, but they
but
show up against Notre
somehow that
Dame.
they always show up. I've had a friend who was the starting quarterback for Navy. I played football with him. He was my quarterback out of high school. He went in to start against Navy. His starting quarterback got hurt, and the first possession Navy it was I mean first possession against Notre Dame, and Notre Dame was ranked number 6 in the country at the time, and he almost led that team to beat number
I
6
think I
Notre
remember
Dame.
that year.
Ooh,
Well, it
yeah,
was a
that was the
okay.
yeah
When was
no
that?
that was like 2002.
Okay. I think I've
That was
seen
way back.
throwbacks of that game, like highlights of it.
Yeah, yeah. My friend was the quarterback, and he went on to. By the way, he did really good. He was a one of the more better quarterbacks Navy's has had.
Yeah.
He went on his senior year. They made a bowl game. He went on to win the bowl game. He was named the MVP for that bowl game. So yeah, he turned out to be really good.
I feel
So
like though I do remember fairly recently that Navy beat Notre Dame when they shouldn't have. I
hmm
don't remember how long ago that was, but I do remember that Navy's also had some close losses to Notre Dame of almost beating them too. So
hmm
that's a good point, and congrats to your friend. That's pretty cool.
yeah, now
Um,
he's like a colonel in the Marines right now.
there he goes.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk Notre Dame real quick. Playoff picture. They don't get in with two losses. Are we gonna stick with that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. So do they beat Louisville? Do they beat Georgia Tech? They beat Florida State. um, but here's the big one. Do they beat USC at the end of the year?
Mm. Mm.
I know, right?
USC, I love you. I really hope you did good. And I think you will do good. But I think as long as you play your cards right in the Big 12, I mean the Big 10, you're going to make the Big 12 championship. But I think Notre Dame has more to lose, so I think Notre Dame wins that one.
What if Notre Dame comes in with two losses and beats USC at the end?
Um, well, in that case, if USC is undefeated and going into that game, I think if you pee an undefeated USC team, you're gonna have questions.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. So basically, Notre Dame's only way is they need to win out, or USC has to be really good and they lose one more before beating USC. That's kind of their only
But
way in.
yeah, but Notre Dame has to be Louisville. I mean, no, they would have
Yeah,
to lose to Louisville
right,
to be
because
able
of
to
the
make
rank.
that decision.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. For the finale pick prediction, Arkansas at Auburn.
I'm high on Arkansas. I really think Arkansas is going to be beating the spread.
Okay, so Auburn is favored by 3.5.
I think Arkansas wins by 7. I think you're going to be happy this week.
Yeah, I wish I was as optimistic as you. As a fan, I have a different perspective, but I'm not going to go over my fan perspective here. I'm going to go off of my I'm going to go off my brain here and go public with this prediction. Arkansas loses this game 28-31. They start up hot and they're ahead of Auburn, and Auburn comes back and beats them in a heartbreaker at the end of the game. And until Arkansas can close a football game in one of these, in this type of environment, these type of games, I'm going to keep picking that. So after
Mm,
Oklahoma State, I'm not picking them to hold any type of lead until they prove to me that they can. And their performance against UAB did not make me much more confident in them to go to Auburn and do well. So interesting the differences in our picks on this one. But if I've got to be honest with myself in a neutral perspective here, using my brain and not my heart, this is my prediction for those Hogs.